It's Vashell. Welcome back to my life. I have a very special guest in today's video. If you guys watch me regularly, then you would know who this is. This is my boyfriend, Jason.
Hey guys.
And today we will be answering some of the questions you have for us as it relates to our relationship. I did not expect to get so many questions. I got about 12 from our YouTube family and well over 30 questions from our Instagram family. Some of them are repetitive, and I'm not sure if we will be able to answer all of those questions in this video, but I will try to convince Jason to do a part 2 if we do not get to answer all of your questions in this video, because I don't want to make it too long. Yeah, I also want to put out a couple disclaimers. Jason and I are not perfect. Our relationship is not perfect either. We work at it every day, and what works for us may not work for you. And us talking about our relationship is not us telling you how to live your life or how to navigate your own relationship. This is just us and what we try and what works for us. Yep. So we're not telling you this is how it's supposed to be. No. Every relationship is different. Every couple is different. This is just us, and a couple of you guys have been interested in asking questions, so we are going to go ahead and answer your questions. You ready?
I guess.
So, do you have anything you want to say before we begin, or did I cover everything?
I think you got it.
All right. So, let us start with the questions that I got from YouTube. Nice. So, yes. Okay, if you're hearing some, a little noise in the background, it's from the fan. It is hot. So let's get into the first question. Do you think I should say who the question is from? I don't think so. All right, the first question, you would know. If you asked, then you would know it's your question. But the first question asks, what do you love most about each other?
You go first.
No problem. The thing that I love most about Jason is how caring he is, and just his love and consideration for others makes him not just a really great partner, but just a really great human being. And that's what I love most, because I don't just want somebody who is nice to me and then not nice to everybody else. I need somebody who is just an overall good person. Go ahead.
All right. For me, nice is always good. Caring is always good. I think the thing about Vashell that I love the most is that she's courageous, right? Like, I don't think people understand that Vashell is the introvert in the relationship, right? People don't understand that because you have the YouTube channel and all that, right?
Yeah.
So engaging with people and all of that takes a little bit more energy out of you, and you do it. And I think that's one of the things, that you do things to challenge yourself, and you try to express that courage every day in different ways. So I think that's, right now at least.
Right now. Okay. Thank you. I hope that answered your question. Next question. What's one thing that annoys you about each other?
I might do two things.
Two?
I might do. Okay, the only thing I'm thinking about right now is the juice. Vashell cannot finish a glass of juice. If Vashell is drinking a glass of juice, she must leave something in the cup. And it don't matter. The other day, I poured half of a really small cup of juice and gave it to Vashell, and she drank down and she still left it in the cup. That's just the thing I'm thinking about right now.
that mean?
I don't know.
Okay, for me, Jason likes talking to people. And it's not a bad thing, but sometimes it's overwhelming for me because I'm such an introvert, and talking to people isn't, it might seem like it comes naturally and that it's easy for me, but it really isn't. It's quite overwhelming, and sometimes it's annoying if we go to Massey and he meets 5 people in the supermarket that he knows, and he has to stop and have a conversation with all 5, and I just want to melt and hide away.
It's just 5 people.
Just 5 people. Oh my goodness.
And it's mostly people who ain't see me in a good while because, you know, just work and work and work, right? So people don't really see me out much.
She just wants to say hi and chit chat with everybody, and it just gets to me sometimes. Not that it's a bad thing, it's just because it's just out of the norm for me. All right, so next question. How did you know to give each other a chance to see where the relationship would progress to the point of moving in together? How did you know to give each other a chance to see where the relationship would progress? Like, how did you know to...
How did I know? Like,
do you ever know?
It's so, like, there's so many things that go into making a relationship. Like, you gotta have chemistry, you gotta be compatible, and you gotta have some sort of a connection, right? Mm-hmm. So, like I thought we had some chemistry, right? And you know, we started to talk, and we had started to make some sort of a connection. I didn't know if it would be like a long term, like we were just dating at the time, and then I think over time I knew. I think it was just like going out and then, you know, being in different situations, and you know. Yeah, I think over time. I don't think it was a something, one thing. Yeah, but it's over time. Yeah.
For me, it was like, you know, when we, you know, just got together, I would spend weekends.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, at Jason's house. I would spend weekends with him. And it got to a point where my entire week, it was just all about, oh my God, is it Friday yet? When is how far is the weekend? When is the weekend? It got to the point where, like, I was just anticipating, like, I just wanted to see him so much. I wanted to be with him, to spend time with him so much. Like, our weekends were always so wonderful. So that made me think, okay, what would it be like if I were to spend the entire week? You know? And then, you know, we started playing around with that and different schedules, and it just worked, so we went full time into living together. All right, next question. I'm not sure if I missed this info from one of your vlogs, but how long have you guys been together? You both seem very comfortable with each other, as you should. Do you vacation outside of the country together? We have been together. We have been in a relationship, a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, for 5 years. August is our anniversary, so it's just past 5 years. And we are very comfortable with each other because we were friends before. We decided to start a relationship. We were friends for a pretty long time, and we are still friends. So that's why we are so comfortable with each other. And we have not gone on a vacation.
No.
We have not. Like, these 5 years, they've gone by so fast. When you think about, there was COVID in there, there was the volcano in there, and Jason works in disaster management. So when these things happen, you know, hurricanes, volcanoes, you know, pandemics, Jason has to be like at work all the time, like 24/7.
I'm just getting back my weekends.
Yeah, since like burial, like, he's just getting back into a normal schedule. So when I think about it, even though we've been together for 5 years, like, it's not even been 5 years because of all the drama, you know, natural disasters and things that happen in the middle of that. So it doesn't even seem like 5 years to me. But no, we have not been able to go on a vacation outside of the country together as yet. Like our schedules, like if I want to go somewhere during the summer for a vacation, it's difficult for him to be able to travel with me during that time because that's the hurricane season here, and he would need to be at work if anything should happen. So, but we do have a vacation. We are in the midst of planning a vacation, so we will keep you guys updated on that. All right, next question. Do y'all plan on getting married soon? A long courtship seems unnecessary if you have been friends for some time. Hope this question isn't too intrusive. I'll understand if it's not addressed. Love your vlogs. I love that you love my vlogs. Thank you so much. And
you're not the only person who asks.
Yes, you know, I think this was the most popular question.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let Jason answer that. Jason.
Yeah. Of course we're gonna get married. And I think we're both hoping for soon, but we're not telling all your wedding.
Yeah, okay? Because I want to have like a very small, intimate, low-key wedding, because like I said, like crowds and people overwhelm me and planning like a big wedding would really send me insane. So what is most likely going to happen is that we are going to pop up on here, both of us, with another one of these videos and just say, hey guys, we got married. That's most likely what is going to happen. And a long courtship is unnecessary. I mean, for some people, you know, depending on the length of time that you've known each other. But I know for some people, being friends, well, not for some people, for everybody, being friends and being in a relationship is different. So even if you know somebody as a friend, there are still some things that you kind of have to work out relationship-wise. So for some people, it may take a while. But for us, it was really just all the disruptions of COVID and volcanoes and hurricanes and everything. It's just, there was just so much going on. But it's coming soon. Don't worry about that. Next question. Oh, this is Michelle. She says, you guys are so cool. Thank you for taking me to Beckway. Hey. We loved taking you to Beckway. We love hosting our subscribers when they come to St. Vincent, and they reach out as long as I have the time, as long as we have the time.
And that was so cool because like she was basically a stranger, but she was watching the vlogs and felt so connected that she decided to come to St. Vincent because of the vlogs.
Yeah, and what, if you have ever met me, and if you're watching this video and you've met me, please comment down below to let them know that I'm not lying. If you've ever met me, then who you see on camera, this person, this is exactly who I am. Exactly who I am. So I'm just as nice, just as bubbly, just as accommodating. And like I said, as long as I have the time, we definitely are going to meet up. Okay. Jean says, I think I saw Jason propose to you at Colin's wedding. How long do I have to wait? Don't worry, Jean, it's coming. He did not propose at his brother's wedding. But
the thumbnail might have told people this.
Yeah, we took a photo that looked suspiciously like he proposed, but he did not. Okay, somebody asked again how long we've been together. 5 years. Somebody again, when are you getting married? Soon. Do you guys plan on having kids?
Yeah. Yes. I want kids with Vashell.
Yes, we would.
Vashell tells me that she wants kids with me too, so that's it.
Yes, we would love, it is in our plans, as long as God permits, for us to have kids. We are still working out on the amount though, because Jason wants to have 2 kids with me, and I think I can only manage 1.
So we'll go for twins.
So 2 kids but 1 pregnancy. Jason is actually a twin.
I was born a twin.
He was born a twin, but his brother sadly did not survive. So we might get lucky and have twins. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't think it's the quantity of the kids, it's just going through labor multiple times that is stressing me out.
So that's why we're going for the twins. Yeah, no worries.
So we'll go for the twins. Next question. This is a pretty good question. This is the second to last question from YouTube.
Okay.
What's the most important thing you learned this year about your relationship?
Most important thing this year. Wow.
You know, for me, and I think I've learned this through Beryl,
Right.
it is that even though you're in a relationship together, like no one person is responsible for carrying the relationship
Right.
all the time. Sometimes, you know, Jason has to do more than I. Sometimes I have to do, you know, more than Jason. And like during the whole aftermath of Hurricane Beryl, when he was, you know, at work so much, you know, he wasn't able to, you know, be at home or be with me, you know, as often or as much as he normally would. It was important for me to know that I need to be able to be on my own. I need to be able to have faith that it's, you know, our relationship is still the same. It's still working, even though you are busy at work. It does not mean that you have abandoned me or you've abandoned the relationship. So that was just a really important lesson that I learned from the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl.
I think this year, I think I learned some of that same lesson, and I mean, when we talk about when I was talking about the whole thing of compatibility and chemistry and connection, like I did my masters this year, and that's while everything else is going on. Thankfully, it was before Beryl. I finished it before Beryl, but you know, I was still pretty busy and all of that, so I had to lean on you a lot too, like, you know, just to help me keep my energy up and so on. And I think what I learned is that the partnership is important, right? Like, we both have our own lives, we're both our own people. Like, I can support you in your life and you can support me in my life. I think that's really important for a relationship, and seeing us be able to do that with each other and for each other. Yeah, that was what I learned.
Yeah, good answer. Okay, and the final question from our YouTube family is one of my favorite Vincy couples. Thank you so much. I have been literally watching your videos from day one, and I'm really glad that you met Jay, who is humble and seems to be so settled. He really is. And my mom always says that a rolling stone gathers no moss. My question is, would I be invited to the wedding? Unfortunately, as I mentioned before,
So we want a small wedding.
yeah, a really small, a really tiny wedding. So we may not have many guests, but if somebody can convince me to have a massive soiree and help me pay for said massive soiree, then you will definitely be invited. Maybe we could live stream.
I was gonna ask if you can flag it.
If I think I will. I definitely will. Because, you know, you guys are such an important part of my life. And even though, you know, there are some things that I want to keep private, you know, at certain times or for a certain period, I still would eventually want to show you guys what I'm sure would be one of the happiest days of my life.
You won't vlog the whole thing, but we'll get them some.
Yeah,
right?
We'll definitely have footage for you guys. Great, so that was the questions that we got from YouTube. We're going to move on to the Instagram questions, which we may have to split into two and do a separate video, because like I said, we got over 30 questions from our Instagram family. So I did not expect that, but thank you guys so much for being interested in us and being interested in this video. Yeah, so next up are the Instagram questions. Okay, we're back. I needed to take a break to let my camera cool down because it got pretty hot, and also change my battery. So here we are with the Instagram questions. I'm just going to skip over the ones that we would have answered previously. Are you guys planning on getting married? we answered that. This one says, where do you guys see yourselves in 5 years? As a couple, married with kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Married with kids. Or a kid, or twins. One pregnancy though. How long were you friends before getting together? About like 10 years? Yeah, it was a while. About 10 years. How did you transition from friends to an intimate relationship? Yes, I know you are all, that you are still friends. Was the transition awkward or what?
I don't know. Was it awkward for you?
For you, probably not. But for me, it was a little bit awkward because I wasn't expecting it. So it was strange. It was different. Maybe not awkward, but different. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, I'd always liked you, but it wasn't like I was always looking to that sort of relationship. But I don't know. I was home and thinking it'd be nice to go out on a date with Vashell. So I just asked.
He had at that time. We had no contact for a while, a couple of years because he left the country to go to university. So we had no contact for a couple of years, and then he just popped up.
Yeah. So I just, threw the question in the DMs, and
he slid in the DMs. But at the time, I didn't realize, because he asked me out, but I thought it was just a friend. Oh, let's get together. I didn't know that he meant.
I mean, but it was a friend.
Date.
Let's get together.
But you meant a date. I didn't realize it went over my head that you were asking me out on a date. That part went over my head. The next question says, how did I know when I loved you? I think it goes back to me just living every moment of every day wanting to see you or wanting to be with you. And that was because when I was with you, you made me feel so safe, so valued, so taken care of that I could just let go of all my worries. And that's what I have always been looking for. And then I realized that I also, he's giving me so much, and all I want to do is to just give him even more that he's giving me, to just pour even more into him. And I realized, that's what you do when you love somebody. So I am madly in love with this guy.
I think the same, and I think too, getting to know you and seeing how you navigate everything, seeing how you approach everybody, and I think too, seeing how you connected with my family too. That allowed me to be okay, and the thing with partnerships and being together in a relationship, yes, you have to feel safe with someone. Yes, you have to be compatible with the person, but then you have to want to work at it too. Mm-hmm. And I recognize that, okay, I think I want a relationship with this person. I want to sit down with this person and do life.
Because sometimes people think that relationships just appear or happen out of nowhere. I mean, sometimes you might see somebody and they call it love at first sight, but you might be attracted to them. But that does not mean that a relationship or partnership is going to work. You have to want to make it work. You have to put in the work. So when you see somebody who wants to put in as much work as you want to put in, then that's a telltale sign that maybe this person is the one. Okay. Who said I love you first? Did I say I love you first?
I think I did, you know.
You didn't? I don't even remember. Did
Remember
you?
there was a time where you had dropped me off somewhere? Or was it? Or was it I dropped you off somewhere? It was one of our dates. And I dropped you off at your car. And you were getting out to go to your car. And then I said it. And I was like, I'm not taking it back.
I think I remember that was at Massey.
Yes.
Yeah. We used to have, because we both drive. So I didn't need him to like pick me up from my house. Because we didn't even live like close to each other. So I would just park my car at the parking lot at Massey in Annesville. And then he would pick me up there. Yeah. Okay, so it says Vashell. Oh, this person has a couple of questions. Vashell, how did you know your emotional well-being was in good hands? You know, there's right now like a big debate about, feminism and women's independence and whether or not a woman should submit to a man. And it's my opinion that a woman, it is so much easier for you to submit to a man when you are confident that this man has your well-being at heart, that this man goes out and he works every day, he works on himself, he works on the relationship, he works to make money because he wants to make a better life for the both of you. He is emotionally intelligent, he's considerate, he leads out of love. And when I realized that Jason was that type of person, I knew that I could just give everything up and over to him and let him lead because he had my best interests at heart. So I knew that he was not going to do anything to sabotage me.
That's the next question.
Yeah, is it hard living separately? It was. We live together now. It was because I wanted to see him, like I said, all the time. So it was difficult. Who is considered more spoiled in the relationship? Me. I am not even going to lie. I'm not even going to front, like me. What are some challenges regarding society and dating you experienced? Do you mean like with our relationship or in my experience in general? I want to think that it's in the context of our relationship.
Yeah, probably just.
No, yeah, we haven't really had any issues because I think, I don't know if I should say fortunately or unfortunately, we fall into the bracket in society of people who have taken like all the right steps. Like, you went to school, you were raised in a good family, you went to school, you got an education, we both have jobs, so it's just logical for you to find, be with each other and take the next step. It's not like they're going to say, oh no, she doesn't have a job, she's a gold digger, she only wants you, for your money.
I think that's the thing, like we both met each other in our 30s, to get together and have a relationship. Yeah. So we sort of been through some of this stuff already. So.
And I think that was a plus for us because we went through the stages. We went through, heartbreaks and, we worked on ourselves. So when we met each other, like, I didn't have a ton load of baggage. He didn't have a ton load of baggage. He didn't have to do any extra work on me as a person. I didn't have to do any extra work on him. There are things that you still, work on together. But we were not a mess when we met each other. That's it. What's a habit of each other that you both find attractive? I like when he walk up and down the house in his boxers.
I was going to say something like that now, but alright. I'll let you have that one. What's a habit of yours that I find attractive? When Vashell is working on vlogs or working at something she's passionate about, she has this look on her face, this concentration, this kind of focus, right? And so sometimes it'll cause a problem, because if she's out vlogging and I'm looking at her being very attracted to this very concentrated, focused look on her face, she'll be like, what? We vlogging.
Study what you're doing. Don't watch me. You're walking. Do your work. This is not
it's not my fault that the face is attractive. Come on.
This person had another question. At any time were you both pressured to have kids or get married? Oh, we're pressured all the time. That's the first question people ask us. Yeah. When are you getting married? When are you getting kids? Especially me as a woman, in her 30s with no kids. Like, that's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? So people ask that all the time.
Yep.
Define love. That's like from each other's perspectives. Like, that's just that's such a deep question, and would
I think I already defined it when I talked about the three different things: the chemistry, the compatibility, and the connection. Because if you don't, if it's imbalanced, if you got all the chemistry but you ain't got no compatibility, nothing, you ain't got nothing in common, right? And you ain't got no connection, as in you don't have any reason to stay, then that's how we get the toxic relationship. It has to be, all three have to be there together. Yeah. So we do have chemistry, we are compatible, we're totally different people in certain ways, but in a lot of other ways, like, I think we're very compatible, and we want to stay together, and every day we're working at it. I think that's what makes love.
Yeah.
Right?
And for me, I think I kind of really just answered it when I spoke about the reasons I have no problem submitting to Jason, because, apart from physical attraction, like, this man honestly just wants to see me win. He wants to see us win. So he does, and that's important, doing like the action instead of just telling me. Every day he gets up and he shows me that he wants me to be the best that I can, and he wants us to have a successful life. Yeah. Y'all got any single male friends a girl can date? Jason, do you have any single male friends that are as great as you are?
Right. Tell her to send her resume.
Send her resume, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe we'll have another episode where we do matchmaking.
We'll try.
Yeah.
We'll try.
I mean, because people might think that, we have it figured out, so maybe we'll be able to help people. We don't have it figured out,
Everybody have figured out for themselves. That's the secret.
How did you both feel after a week of knowing each other?
After a week.
Let's not say from like the friendship. After, like, maybe the first week after our first date.
I was like, after I made it clear to you that, I wanted to date you.
Look, let me tell you. Okay, so remember I said that when he asked me out, like, I had no idea that he was talking about a date.
Right.
So we went to the movies, we went to watch Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And, we watched the movie, and it wasn't until we were like in the parking lot, in the car, and, we were having a conversation, and I realized the slant of the conversation, and I was like, wait, does he like me? And so I was like, wow, what?
So after making it clear that I was like, I hope she takes me seriously. I was like, if she says no, I'm not gonna push it. But I was like, I hope she takes me seriously.
For me, I was like, I really was a little bit like confused, and not so much confused, but I think I was a little bit scared, because I was like, but like, he's my friend for so long, why you want to mess it up? Because I've had some pretty not great experiences with with men in the past, and I was like, do I want to jeopardize my good friendship with this guy to try to see if it will work out? So like for that week, I was just like, I was going out of my mind thinking, what, is he crazy? Why would he even like me? What? Yeah. Let me see. What's a quality that Jason has that's unique to him? And what's the quality I have that's unique to me? I don't, that's unique to him. I mean, it's hard to say because I don't know everybody else. But I just don't know of a man who can be so gentle and loving, but at the same time, like, be able to handle business.
Okay.
Like that, because when you think of, society would tell us that, a man who's, gentle is not like the best person to lead, or you're a simp and all of those things. But that is so not true, because the way this man loves on me and is still able to call me out on my foolishness and where the pants in this relationship should be studied.
I think that I get from my father, and I didn't kind of recognize it until you go around with the people and you recognize that everybody's not like this. But I get that from my father, right? So that I carry forward from him. In terms of you, something that's unique. It's a lot of things. There are a lot of things that are unique about you. But I think people would be surprised that as beautiful as you are, you don't look at yourself as, this super beautiful, super attractive person. Yeah. I think you are.
Yeah.
And every time I tell you, you're like, you understand, it's because you're my boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I think it's really unique because there are a lot of people who might let that go to their heads, right? And then there are also people who now they don't use your beauty for your own advantages, but would do that in a bad way too, like you're generally kind to people, so it's not like you're looking down or trying to
I'll say I'm better than you because I'm prettier than you. Yeah, no, never. Because I have so many, and as he says, like, you wouldn't know it, but I have so many insecurities, so many hang-ups that it's insane. Like, these are things that I have to work on every single day, and I struggle most of the times with it. But to have a man who just thinks that you are the most beautiful being on earth, whether your hair comb or not, it's just a wonderful feeling. Like sometimes when he, and he just tells me I'm beautiful like multiple times of the day, and it's not that he just says it. Like sometimes I would catch him looking at me like, oh my God, this woman. And then in my mind, I'm like, is he blind? Does he not see my hair right now? That type of stuff, So when I think of, thinking somebody's beautiful, I'm looking at it from like the very vain, point, or the very vain aspect. But I think when he looks at me and he sees beauty, he's looking beyond the physical, the physicality of everything, even though he does think that I'm cute and beautiful physically. But even on the days when I don't think that physically that I look good, I know that he's thinking that I'm beautiful physically and also beyond that, because there are some girls who are absolutely gorgeous, but they are just so ugly at heart.
Right.
And yeah, I don't want to be one of those girls. The neighbor started music, if you can hear, so I actually want to end this video here because we have quite a bit more questions. So we are going to come back for a part 2. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that our answers were pleasing to you and you got the information that you need. Remember, we're not telling you this is how you're supposed to be. This just works for Jason and I. The camera overheated and shut off just I was doing my outro, but as I was saying, I just want to thank you guys so much for joining us in today's video. I hope that we answered your questions. I hope that you got value from our answers. Thank you guys so much for being so sweet. To Jason and myself, you are absolutely the best. Do you have anything to say?
I'm not taking over Vashell channel. It's Vashell channel. I just here to answer some questions.
And I always tell him that, like, I chose this lifestyle. I chose to be a YouTuber, a content creator, and I don't ever want to force him into thinking that he has to, you know, be in all my videos, in all of these things. I need him to help me film, yes, but I'm not going to force him to be on camera if, you know, if he doesn't want to. So thank you so much. And I mean, he does want to be on camera, but I just don't want to just like force my life or my choice on him.
Right.
But yeah, thank you so much, and he's gonna be back for part 2. So if your questions were not answered in this video, look out for part 2 where we get even more in depth into our relationship. Bye guys. Woo!